To be fair, in Hong Kong, it is already pretty much summer. Like even in March, I've seen people talking about how it's the weather's going up, the temperature's going up, and then it's feeling like summer. It is in my blood, guys. I just hate hot weather. I don't think that's ever going to change about me. Even when I get my British passport, I don't think that I can change that. It's still an inherent part of me. Though I do enjoy a nice clear sky now. Like I get excited when I see a blue sky, which is uh quite rare over here. In Hong Kong, all you'd see is just giant buildings. You barely see any sky because it's all just buildings around you, no matter where you go. You look up and then you see like a tiny hole between the buildings directly on top of you. I mean, if you're actually under the sky anyway, because like most people would rather be under some shade. But like if you're under the sky, you look up and you see just a hole of tiny bit of sky, even if it's blue. Whereas in the UK, you see a tiny hole in the clouds, which is I guess kind of similar in a sense. But last weekend I didn't stream because I ended up going to Llandudno with a friend of mine because I got a friend visiting from Cardiff. And then he was like, "Oh, I kind of want to go somewhere in North Wales because it's actually easier to go from Manchester to North Wales than go from South Wales to North Wales." So he visited me, and then we just had a day out in Llandudno, and the weather was like nothing I had ever seen. A completely blue sky. I was like, "What is that? What is?" I've never seen something like this. What is this? What are clouds? The clouds are hiding? What the heck? So it was amazing. We had it was also not hot. It was just nice spring weather, or late winter, if some people might say, and we sort of frolicked around on the little hill surrounded by sea, which is kind of my favorite thing ever. So that's why that explains why I didn't do this last week. I was going to do this last week until he visited, but so I'll sort of push everything along. So like other study streams will come afterwards. My impression was that the UK was rainy in spring. I mean, it depends. It is always rainy, but at the moment it is quite sunny at this moment. But I'm hiding in my house. They've got summer weather. Just seeing a patch of sky, that's what happens. But like, how's like where you're from, Vorpal Choppers? Like, is it very urban or is it not? Because like, I honestly know very little about Central Asia, but in East Asia, quite a lot of places are like that. You just when you're in the middle of the city, you just look up, and it's all just skyscrapers. Right? We have a lot of really urban places. And whereas in Hong Kong, we just don't have non-urban places. I mean, we do, but like even our rural areas are quite urban by other country standards. If it wasn't so hot, I wouldn't mind because I was excited to finally see some sunshine. I'm starting to get excited. I'm starting to like accustom a little bit to the British state of mind where I'm excited to see the sun and I'm annoyed at the snow. You know, the first few years as an Asian in Europe, I would get excited about the snow. And then afterwards, a few years later, it's more like, oh, okay, well, here we go. I mean, I do still get excited, partly because of how rare we get it nowadays, you know, climate change and all that. So we see it like, I didn't even get any snow this year. I think we had like one or 2 days of that in Manchester this winter, and then I perfectly avoided it by being in Portugal. But I think it partly was just me being in Canada the winter of last year, and I was like, yep, I've had my fill of snow. I've seen enough snow for the rest of my life. I don't need to see any more of it. And then so I just stopped feeling anything about it. I think it will only get warmer. Oh no, please cool down. I'm gonna have to bust out my fan quite soon.